everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. She is hitting back, as Tomoe Umari is an independent female English-speaking VTuber. She debuted in October 2021. She was formerly part of Videre, the second-generation Lucian, along with Alpha Beta and Hanihima. And we are talking about her today because, as I mentioned, she is hitting back a bit with this. So I decided to add a new chat rule to my streams. No trauma dumping and or oversharing. Let's keep things fun and casual. I think it's important to maintain a relaxed atmosphere and keep things from getting too heavy. Please remain courteous to the other chatters. And this is at least Dark, the Dark Enjoyer is mentioning that this is possibly one of the reasons why. Says, I mean, I can't fault her when stuff like this happens. Just a precaution on Tomoe's part. Completely understandable. Let's take a look.
I can tell this story at this point because it's been long enough that I don't think it's an issue anymore. But there was like a point in time, there was somebody that was like monthly writing me like 9-paragraph long emails about how I was gonna be their girlfriend one day. And that they already knew that it was gonna work out, and how they could tell from my personality and my content that I was like the perfect match for them. And that they were waiting for me. They'd been waiting for someone like me their entire life. I've had similar things like that happen, but I would definitely say that was like one of the weirdest by far. So yeah, you think I've spoken about this once before? I try not to go into too many details. I think I was like, wow, I'm getting some really weird emails in my business email right now. Haha. Guys, remember, don't send stuff like that to my business email. And then I think they stopped after that, but yeah, it's kind of weird. little bit too far. I appreciate you guys appreciating me, but I think that's a little too much appreciation, I dare say.
And that is the main thing. I think it's the oversharing, like stuff like this. Like that is more parasocial, I would say, more parasociality, but it does go into the oversharing aspect of things. So I do absolutely agree that things like this should not be said. Things like this should not be shared. Keep that in your delusions. Keep that in your head when it comes to things like that. About like it's different when you say, you know, you're amazing, that type of thing. But when it's like, I've been waiting for you my whole life, that sounds very stalkerish vibes, and that sounds very, well, that's going to push people away from wanting to be a part of the community. It's going to push people away from wanting to even create in some cases. So it is absolutely kind of, holy crap. Not kind of, it's very, holy crap. What the heck is going on here? It says, of course, people are saying, but what if I want to complain about my tits are too heavy and I need you to help me hold them with your big, strong horse arms and military experience? Because Tomoe is an active military member. I got you. It says, with that not already a rule? This was a rule. Stay on topic and avoid diverting attention from the stream, but it wasn't specific enough to avoid this particular issue, so I figured I'd make it as clear as possible. I need to vent about my brother's, sister's, mother's, teacher's, former roommate who stole my goldfish. Who can I cry to now? So yeah, you know, people are just having some fun. And it says here, hey there, VTuber. I'm a first-time viewer. Had no idea who you are, but I'm devastated and I need your advice on my cheating girlfriend who is now pregnant with my brother's child. Do you think I should break up with her? Actual chat for my stream. I wish I were joking. Now, that is quite something to unpack. That is quite some crazy thing to say to somebody who, well, in this sense, was the first time they met you, like the first time they see you as a chatter, having this be the first thing out there. And you know, it's probably more than likely in this case somebody who was either trying to meme it up or trying to in some way make someone uncomfortable. Maybe I expect too much out of people for this to actually not be a case of someone actually doing this. But if it was actually meant to be honestly that way, holy moly, that's a lot. Capo Mio says, most trauma dumping is done to get a reaction from the streamer chat anyways, often used to get these kind of comments from the first time chatters. And that's the thing, what they're talking about is like first time chatters. Sometimes, you know, if you're talking about a story and someone says that, you know, I can relate, that type of thing. Me personally, this is the way I think. I can relate, that's happened to me before, that type of thing. That is totally different from someone popping in the first time, hey, you know, this and this and that, blah, blah, blah. You've never met me before, but look at all this trauma that I have right now. Talk to me and help me type of thing. If you're actually going through a hard time, please get the help you seek. Streamers are here to entertain, not fix your life. I once had someone's first message be trauma dumping something about a girl he loved going for another guy. Generally think he was full of S. With that is his first message, so I pulled a let's effing go reaction. Didn't chat again after that. That's, well, I mean, some people decide to react that way, and that's perfectly fine. Some people can react that way. I think I'm too nice to do that. I don't meme on people too much, so I think I'm too nice to actually try that. But whatever floats your boat. I think we continue here. I think I've only ever had one slight experience with this stuff, but I've grown up since then. If you trauma dump in chat, I'm giving you bad advice. I agree there's a time and place for everything, plus a reminder to the more deranged people out there. Trauma dumping is not going to get somebody to F you. Usually, people like this want to get a reaction out of the streamer or attention they aren't getting IRL. Ignore that negative attention-seeking behavior. They continue. I politely tell them, please read the room. I'll go through S. And here it says no trauma dumping, guys. This one, an example from Fuamoko. Tech for Thoughts says, my wife left me bow bow. Yeah, that was just as a reaction, honestly. So yeah, VTubers out there are also mentioning that they've had that situation and they're responding to that situation as well, that Tomoe brought up. And yeah, it is something that every VTuber has to deal with. Everyone has their own rules and everyone has their own ways of thinking when it comes to that. And I'm glad that at the very least it's being talked about now. He has been caught or outed or whatever you want to call it. We're talking about techtaiga, who is not even alleged. Apparently they found out he is a registered offender, and they have been outed by VTuber Blacklist, which is a good resource for these types of things in figuring out what's going on. This was recently posted on the 26th of March. I'm just going to let you know, this is, viewer discretion is advised in this whole thing. I'm not going to be talking about too much of what's going on, just of the things that they have been accused of. It says here, oh, never mind, not even accused of, just actually happening. Legally, I'm a registered offender. An actual PDF, no, but angry people don't want to hear my story, and that's okay, I get it. Generally, I do get it. What is it that got him in trouble? As you can see here, that does mean, sir, that you are considered a PDF, because that type of thing is beyond inappropriate. It is just, of course, illegal in the state of Indiana and in the state of, I think most of the West. And we have here techtaiga's Discord ID for other users to block and ban him from their servers. So that is a way I'm actually going to use this to ban him from my server. He would never actually be there, but just, just to be safe. He has here's a detailed thread calling out techtaiga back in 2023, which is this. I'm bringing this back especially because he just effed me over a year after we cut contact after toxic friendships, but he had at least stolen $50 from me. I'm done and tired with people defending this man who has a long history. And anyone asking, his name is by 2022, I bought charms from a store. They're no longer in stock since the artist was selling last stocks. They weren't shipped to Europe. So this person was, trying to get that stuff from them. He would receive them and say they kept them. So this is another issue with some other things here. Dating a person, referred to A for not keep them anonymous. During A's free time, I would know that place. Let's see, once again, mess up too much later. This is about merchandise more than anything. And so yeah, he's known for being, at the very least, a scammer with other stuff. And here we go. A friend of mine reached out, who has been friends of mine since this blew up, and when the case first opened in 2019. Friends spoke to the victim firsthand back then. We still have been friends since. Working on a statement, I apologize for my dramatic behavior on Twitter space. Don't take anything I said in the space for cold hard facts, because I was barely there. I was scared and hurt. When I write the statement, I will unprivate it, but for the safety of myself and my family, I will still be deleting my account after I get my words in. So that is what they're saying there. And we are continuing on with the quote retweets here. Finico Marine says, listen to his space, and this is all he said. He blamed the minor. He said he was set up. He, game end baited, I would say. Blamed his undiagnosed BPD and autism. No, sir. I am an autistic person as well. I am I've gone through the whole testing and everything. I am autistic. That is not, no, do not lump that into there. Do not go as low as to do that. Autism does not cause you to do that. It can maybe make you a little awkward when it comes to social situations, but it doesn't make you go with a minor. It does not do that. It never will do that. Do not try to use that as a shield. F you for doing that, honestly. Doxed where him and his parents lived, made a bunch of excuses, and said what he did to the minor. I recorded everything he said. So it says, yeah. And then it says, I have a nickel every time Tiger VTuber turned out to be an S offender. I have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. We have this here, Inazuma VT, Inamazu VT. Says, I'm owner of Marvel VT. This is a response. techtaiga was inside of our tournament we're hosting and name dropped us during their space. We have been in contact with our not so anonymous tipper because Taiga said their name in their space. Taiga in their space did not mention the same story we were told. Their story was constantly changing, and I have screenshots of the story I was told. I will continue to add this thread as it goes, but multiple people have given me red flags about Taiga's behavior as a person before the evidence became clear. If anyone has questions, I will answer them in the comments. And it says here, he sat me down at a mall when we hung out. We got snacks and told me he was an offender and that he was hanging out with his minor friend that he painted as super creepy with him and creepy obsessed with him. They were in Taiga's car in a parking lot alone, and he said the person pulled out a razor and threatened to blank himself if Taiga didn't blank them. And then later the minor went to the cops to report it. Again, seriously doubt it because of A, the track of him admitting to faking stuff, manipulation, and B, there's so many ways this could have been avoided. Number 1, don't be in your car with a minor. Dear Lordy, how is this not logical for people? Do not be alone with a minor. Do not do that. Even if it's family, don't do that. It's you know, if it's family, it's a little bit different. If it's like your nephew, that type of thing, it's whatever. But in general, my rule is do not be alone with a minor because it's just all it takes is one accusation, one thing like that. And it's just better. Like same thing with spaces like Twitter, YouTube, Discord. If you want to avoid trouble, avoid anything with a minor in general, because even if you are on the up and up, all it takes is one actual accusation, one actual misreading of a situation, etc., for things to go south. It's just the best way to think like that. And you know, it's just always be safe that way. And as a minor, dear Lordy, if you're a minor and you're watching this, but number 1, you shouldn't. But number 2, if you are, do not be alone with an adult. Just it's safer not to have another adult with you. Go in pairs, do something like that. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. It says, and yes, a doc, I try to censor their state because I don't condone doxing. Someone tell me what the hell this is all about. I saw and heard enough to be disturbed beyond nature. I feel like I'm missing something because why would someone that crazy even intact with me? Their S registry list, and this all happened because someone came forward with information. And here's the thing. The minor who reported this, 100% believe them. I don't want to get this twisted. I don't want people to get it twisted with what I said before. I 100% believe them. I'm glad they went and reported them because people like this should be reported. People like this should be outed, and they should have everyone know what they did. Everyone know where they are because they're if you're on the registry, it is a public thing. So they are not doxing them by letting them know that they're on the registry. It is a public thing. You need to tell people where your location is at every single point in time. You cannot be within a school's area, which I'm glad you can't be. That type of thing. This person is lying, manipulating, etc. And I believe the minor 100%. Go here. TLDR, techtaiga is an S offender registry, insert state. And instead of taking accountability, he proceeded to backpedal. And it says here, learn about the info on 2:05 p.m. with very credible evidence. It's cross-post. The meeting, Mods and I were held till the meeting. This is about the Marvel VT person. Discuss how we would handle the situation. We were going to ban him no matter what happens. We wanted to discuss how we would handle the other stuff. Decided we would do the following. Before following any actions, we would reach out to the person who gave us the info, see if they're comfortable with following actions we were going to take. Immediately ban Taiga, and not this Taiga at least, gave a full professional reason. He has been involved in criminal activity. He was a team captain for Marvel Rivals tournament, so we messaged his team member saying one of their members violated community guidelines. Planned to wait a few days to buffer and see if Taiga reacts in any way, react accordingly. And that is the information here about the information that they received, which is saying, inform me that you've been removed from the server. Reasons, at least 18 years of age, who has knowingly intentionally performs, submits intercourse or other conduct with a child of less than 16 years. That is the reason why he broke that law. And since he was live at the time, gave a message during the stream, and he admits to deleting the VOD and says there are rumors or information on the information. He's on the S offender list. It's not a rumor. It is legal fact. It's not an alleged thing. It is legal fact. He went through court and legally he was found to be guilty. So it is not alleged at all. If you are on that list, you have gone through court, you have gone in front of a judge or a jury or whatever, and they have found you guilty of what you were accused of. So that is not an allegation. That is not a rumor. That is fact. Admits this happened before, to confirm that these aren't rumors. Correction, they were convicted on 2021, currently 27, which would make them at least 21 over the age of conviction. And he then proceeded to make his socials private, and Vague posted about us as well through a fit. Speaking out about how the owner of Discord server I left was creep and asked me on VC what was in my pants. Have a bunch of friends who can vouch. Shouldn't for my own sanity, or maybe I'll go insane. I'm not effing coward. I'm too old to be hiding. FUB. Hope you are happy. I hadn't spent a single day thinking of you. Apparently, you're obsessed with me that you can't share the same space. I'll sit back and watch. So yeah, they went a little bit insane on that whole thing. And the deleted VOD is there of the things that they said. I'm not going to go over the VOD. But yeah, it is insane. Like I said before, everyone should block him. Absolutely everyone should block him. He is convicted of this. There is no rumor. Do not let him try to convince you there's a rumor if you are someone who knows him. This is not a rumor. This is an actual fact, a legal fact. He's gone through the case and it has been proven. At least proven beyond a reasonable doubt or whatever it is. In those cases, it has been proven 100%. So TLDR, according to Taiga, at 17, they were friends at 13 cosplay scene. Fast forward to 20, they realized they shouldn't be friends and ends it. 2 years later, they're accused of S-conduct. Accuser has multiple people who gave depositions saying that S-conduct happened. According to Taiga, the people are lying because they were an asshole who were younger, said people have an axe to grind, unable to prove their innocence due to not having an alibi, fight for 2 years, but run out of money and forced to plead guilty of both felonies, according to them. Again, I don't think that's true. Now we don't have proof of any of this. I was able to corroborate the timelines of at least basic public records. Charges filed in 2019. Court case officially started in 2020. They did plead guilty in 2021. Sentencing document matches what was said in the space as well, 3 years. And yes, they are, as you can see here, judgment of conviction. All these things here. It doesn't seem to have their name in there. So yes, it says misconduct with a minor has intercourse or other engages other activity, felony of the 5th class. Class 5 felony, Class 6 felony, dissemination of matter harmful to minors, plea by agreement, so you plead to it. S, misconduct of minor, 3 years, and dissemination of harmful things of minor, 3 years. 3 years sentence, portion of sentence to be executed, 2 years, accrued credit time only 1 day at the time, and he is on the registry. Continuing here. We don't have any proof this was false allegation and coordinated takedown attempt, so folks will have to judge that for themselves. You know, some folks were asking if they would put you on registry without proof. Technically, pleading guilty is proof in the eyes of the court. Yeah, even if someone case isn't airtight, if you plead guilty, that's it. In the matter of the law, it's not even an accusation anymore, not even a rumor. You said it was true, it's true. Taiga will put together some other proof corroborates the assertion that it was a setup. In the absence of that proof, this is what we do know at the moment. When she wrote the summary, the OG space was still up. Here's an archived copy. So yeah, like I said before, the main thing here that he tried to do, he tried to blame it on the minor themselves. He tried to make it so that it was someone else's fault and not himself, and made a bunch of excuses. No, it doesn't fly, man. It doesn't fly. They are closing as we go to Ikigaii, they were a VTuber unit. They were working hard to become a VTuber unit with song releases, things like that, just trying their best to make something great. And what ended up happening here is they ended up closing as shown here. Let's take a good look. Due to internal conflicts, I made the decision to close Ikigaii as of today, March 25th, 2026. This was on March 25th when it happened. I created Ikigaii with a vision to share my dreams and aspirations with my friends. Ultimately, I feel that we have not met this goal and are unable to meet this standard going forward, and so I have made the difficult decision to end our activities. Intellectual property, Tenchira Himachi brand will remain with Ikigaii as its intellectual property. All accounts created for Himachi will continue to belong to the talent behind her. Manururu Nekoko and Inyasho Haruko will continue their activities independently and will retain full ownership of their respective intellectual properties. Merchandise. All current merchandise orders will be fulfilled and shipped according to their original schedule. While Ikigaii as a unit is coming to an end, we hope that you will continue to support each talent as they move forward in their own paths. And for those who don't know who Manururu is, or Manururu was, they are the newer form of Twisty and Manazako, where they were going to be doing their idol type stuff and things like that in there after leaving, you know, Nijisanji. It says, honestly, it's kind of depressing and emotional to think that my baby is dead for real this time, considering all of the love I had for the project. I've worked so hard and just dedicated the last almost 2 years of my life into Ikigaii. I genuinely had invested all of my passion and energy I could into it so that I was able to make something good for my friends. It hurts so bad to see it gone this way. It feels really sad and unfortunate that nothing really went as planned with Ikigaii, and I didn't really end up getting to achieve my goals with it. I feel like going up there is just going forward, there's just going to be a giant hole in my heart where Ikigaii is supposed to be, because I don't really remember what daily life was before it. And it says here, well, it's really sad. It was a good run. I always thought of it as a friend group, but a unit rather than an official corpo. I'm glad that Nyasho gets to go independent, but in any case, I offer my sincere condolences, Ruru. Hey, it's ended better than many of the total no grooming for real this time VTuber corpos. It didn't steal 512k from charity, but they did lose. Manaruru did lose 10k of their own money. Or tens of thousands, not only 10k, tens of thousands of their own money. Just your own, you did not literally materially harm anyone and shut it down without giving the sunk cost fallacy. There's a lot of dignity in that. Try to preserve the dignity and don't be too doomer about it. Sorry, Ruru. I think the passion is clearly there from you, but for reasons you mentioned, things didn't work out. Hope you have better luck moving forward, Ruru. And you did your best, and things didn't even work out as planned, but the memories that were made will always be there. Let's move forward little by little. It is always a shame when things like this happen, especially when someone puts in so much money, time, effort, everything involved. It is unfortunate. You have here, so sad the VTubers in these dying agencies didn't have a chance to achieve something that what makes them so special. I hope they're doing well, being independent from now on. And like I said, allegedly this was Twisty Manazako. This is the new form of Twisty Manazako, the new indie persona that she wants to have. So I do wish her the best of luck. I absolutely do wish her the best of luck, because it is hard to have a thing like this happen where a baby of yours, a creation of yours that you spent tens of thousands of dollars is gone. It's just done. All the work and effort that everybody put into it just seems to disappear. I really do wish the best for her in the future. She is disappointed as we go to Hololive Marine, who is a female VTuber associated with Hololive. She debuted as part of its third generation of VTubers under the name Hololive Fantasy. She did add, of course, Pekora, Rushia, Flare, and Noelle. Rushia is gone, of course, and we're talking about here something that she posted, and it's leaded to a members-only post complaining about cover management. Marine rant, not something I should be saying out loud, but I can't help it. Remember how we were talking about making a game for Marine that was a bit, well, risque? There was, as far as I know, that game that was going to be popping out. There wasn't a lot going on when it came to, you know, sneak peeks or anything like that. We've officially been told it's a no-go, but Marine proposed it a year ago, and it's only been decided now. I really wish they'd made up their minds a bit quicker about whether it was possible or not. We were planning to do it with 4 million tickets, but if it's not possible, then we'd have to come up with a different strategy. We've wasted a whole year. Whatever we do takes ages, so I want to get moving as soon as possible. But why on earth did it take a year just to get confirmation? Every time I checked in to see how things were going, I was always, we're looking into it now, we're sorting things out so we can move forward. That is one thing that I have seen. See, this is not, I will not take this as maliciousness from Hololive. Hololive, this is the reason why Suisei decided to have her own agency in order to be able to move her projects along. There are, as I mentioned with the Suisei news, and I'll mention here with this Hololive Marine news, there are always going to be inefficiencies in a large organization with a ton of talents. Especially entertainment organizations have inefficiencies. Left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing sometimes. You have to get all these different checks to people say okay, people getting things done. And we've had other people like other Holostars complain in the past about the slowness of the way that projects get done inside of Hololive, or in the case of Holostars Productions. It is something that is known, something that they're working on, but it is something that is going to take a while. Like I said, even getting changes like this done are going to take a long time. But I will say this 100%, this is a rat. This is something that was put out there by someone on 4chan, as you can see here, and take it with a grain of salt. But if it is true that it took them a whole year to get to decide whether or not to do it. They probably had this on the back burner, probably had this as something lower. And of course, while it's on the back burner for a corporation, it could be the most important thing. Like, for example, for Marine, it was very important. So that's why she's not angry as much as she is disappointed, I think, with her not knowing what was going to be going on. Because if she knew a year ago or 6 months ago or whatever, she would have already started on another project. And that is one thing that I will give a criticism that I've seen again and again by both Hololive people, Hololive talents, and Holostars talents, is that the management tends to move slow on projects. Unfortunately, we have it with Ina and others that, yes, they tend to move slow on projects. It is something that they're going to be working on, and I do hope that this is something that they can improve on quickly. There you go.
Okay, you gotta take it.
Oh God! What the heck? The heck happened here?
Who added that? Who added that?
Oh my God!
Oh my God.
This is just wrong.
Oh, dude.
Oh no! Oh dear lordy! Look, I can only say that there's. Oh my God!
Oh God.
Oh dear lordy. I was not ready to see shaky ass right there. I mean, now I'm in love even more. When you got to be able to do that twerky twerk there, holy moly! I was here for Michimochievee, and now we have this. We have that crazy stuff happening. If I had cake like that, I wouldn't be a VTuber. I'd probably be on Blue Twitch if I had cake like that. Thank you guys for watching as always. And of course, take a look. And if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asked of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.